Good morning. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you're enjoying your Thanksgiving holiday today. Maybe you're one of those who's getting up and getting the day started and getting to watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade today, or maybe you're one of those who's already been up for hours at this point, getting Thanksgiving dinner in the oven and ready to go for the day. But either way, I'm glad that you chose to join us this morning. On Thanksgiving, it's a day that we've been celebrating nationally since 1789. It was George Washington who first issued a proclamation calling for a national day of giving thanks. It was celebrated on and off throughout our country for many different years and at different times, but since 1942, we have celebrated Thanksgiving on the fourth Thursday of November every single year. You and your family may have your traditions of how you celebrate Thanksgiving, certain foods that you eat, or maybe it's watching football on Thanksgiving Day. Or maybe it is watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Every time I think about the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, it makes me think of the movie Miracle on 34th Street. You remember that scene from the movie where Edmund Gwynn, who's playing the part of Santa Claus, becomes Santa there at the last minute in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and he then goes on the parade route as Santa Claus. Well, there's some things I learned recently about the movie Miracle on 34th Street that I didn't know. One of those is that they actually filmed that scene of him in the Thanksgiving Day Parade during the actual parade. They were able to get permission for him to be Santa Claus in the parade, and that meant that the producers had one chance to get all of the different shots that they needed to film that scene. That way they could do it with all of the crowds there and all of the balloons and the floats and the bands. Well, they had one chance to get the scene correct and to be able to film it during the actual parade. Did you know that the producer, the director of the film, is a man named George Seaton? George originally wanted to call the movie The Big Heart. That was his title for the movie. In fact, they released it in the UK under that title, but that name never caught on here in the US. And so instead they decided to name the movie Christmas Miracle on 34th Street. But when the producers found out about this, they said the only problem was they were actually going to be releasing this film in the early summer of 1947. They were afraid that this movie may not be a success. And so it was early summer is when box office ticket sales were at their highest. That's when a movie attendance was at its highest. And so because they were afraid it wasn't going to be a success, they made the decision to bump up the premiere of the movie to the early summertime when most people were going to the movies, and they thought they would have the best chance for increasing their ticket sales. And since they were releasing it early summer, they didn't want anybody to know that it was actually a Christmas movie. So they took out the word Christmas in the title and just called it Miracle on 34th Street. In all of their promotions for the movie, they never mentioned anything about Santa Claus. They never said anything about Christmas time. They tried to hide all of that from the public in order to try to get more people to come and see the movie there in the early summer. They were afraid that if the movie was associated with Christmas, it would hurt its success. I think it was actually the fact that it brings about that Christmas spirit that has made the movie one of the all-time classics that many of us continue to watch every single year to help get us in that Christmas spirit. There's something about Christmas that does something good for our souls. I think that's the reason why Miracle on 34th Street was nominated for Best Film in the Academy Awards that year. In fact, did you know that there's only been 3 Christmas movies ever that have been nominated for Best Film? It was Miracle on 34th Street in 1947, along with The Bishop's Wife in that same year. The only other one was a year earlier in 1946, It's a Wonderful Life. Since 1947, there have been no other Christmas movies that have been nominated for the award Best Film. There is something about Christmas. It does something for our souls. It lifts our spirits. It brings joy and peace to our lives. It reminds us of the spirit of giving. Whether it's in May or June, or November or December, or Thanksgiving Day, there's something about seeing Santa Claus come down the road in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade that starts to lift our spirits and does something for our souls. Today, I hope that you and your family are able to enjoy a very happy Thanksgiving. I hope you're able to celebrate all those special traditions of food and football and maybe watching the parade today. But I hope that you're able to take time today to stop and to reflect on all that you have to be grateful for, all the ways that God has blessed us in our lives. I hope that you're able to start that journey like we talked about yesterday of writing a thank you note every single day from now until Christmas. And I hope that you're able to begin that preparation, preparing your heart through this Advent season for the birth of a newborn King. Today is a day for us to stop and give God thanks for the gift of love and peace and joy, to prepare ourselves for that spirit of Christmas that's coming. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving.